Hello, welcome to Sports Talk. Chris Ballantyne, joined by Hugh Headley. Hugh, let's start off in the world of the National Hockey League. The Board of Governors meet in Palm Springs, I think it was Palm Beach.
Summer warm that
we are not there. They're golfing. But they came up in less than an hour, a new realignment plan. We're going to put them up the teams right now. Here's your 4 divisions. The divisions that we probably are most worried about is Group C here, the LA, Anaheim, Phoenix, San Jose, Vancouver, Colorado, Calgary, and Edmonton. I'm concerned about Group C with the Detroit Red Wings getting less travel. What is your initial thoughts when you look at this breakdown? What do you see out of this?
Well, first of all, I got to talk about the governors or whoever it was, general managers. Less than an hour. So really, what did they do for the rest of the time? They probably, it just bothers me that they took them less than an hour to come up with this, which means they really waste a lot of time.
It's 5 hours to play a round of golf. You do a quick little meeting for an hour. You have another 5-hour round of golf. You go for a couple pops. It's a good day.
Personally, I think it was sent out to them. They're like, approve, approve, approve. Let's golf. But, you know, hey, players, you guys really are earning the money, so whatever. But what do I think about it? The alignment, I think Carolina Nashville is in the wrong division. I think I'd like to see the Adams, Smythe, the Patrick, and the Norris division all come back and go back to the old school. Why not? It's fun and people enjoy that. You're going to bring in some new kids and the old players. Brings a little history back into the game.
The part that I kind of like it, I'm a little bit concerned because how it's going to break down is that 4 teams from each conference will make the playoffs and then play it down that way. So 1 will play 4, 2 will play 3, and then the 4 conference winners will get reseeded 1 through 4. Now that's speculatory, that aspect of that, but that's the way to break it. I'm a little concerned about that. The other thing that you're touching on is the history. If we're going with the history, why wouldn't you put the Detroit Red Wings in the same division as the Boston Bruins, Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leafs? Then you're really going back into history, and that's where. But I like it as a standpoint, as a fan. I'm going to speak to you as a fan right now. I like it for the Detroit Red Wings because they are going to have a little less travel. And the rest of the league, they also made this new rule that every team will have to travel to every city. I really like that because now we get to see the Sidney Crosbys out here. We get to see Alex Ovechkin. Well, Steven Stamkos a lot out here. So I like that aspect.
Yes, every year. And everybody deserves to see the team once.
I agree.
You know what? It's a good thing for the league. I don't know why they didn't do it the first time, but let's get it right this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move over to baseball. Miami Marlins, notorious for dumping players, selling players. They've won a couple championships, but then they sell their team. They go out Friday, sign shortstop Jose Reyes. They signed Heath Bell, a closer from San Diego. And now they've made a big pitch for Albert Pujols, arguably the greatest hitter to ever play the game of baseball. 10 years, over $22 million a year. It's about $230 million offered to him. 2-team running, Pujols has to choose between Miami and St. Louis. Who do you pick? If you're Albert Pujols, you're now Albert Pujols, who do you pick?
For the very first time, just to start off, the Miami Marlins have never been this team. See, it was the Florida Marlins that were the cheap ones.
Their payroll
it's the
last
Miami
year was
Marlins
50.
that got the money.
$56 million their payroll was last year. $56 million, and now if they sign Pujols, that's 3 players for $56 million. They've doubled their payroll.
Yeah, that's how they roll. Miami, money.
So do they sign him?
If you're Albert Pujols, you gotta sign it. $200 million in 10 years. Yep. You're set for life. Your kids are set for life. Your grandkids are set for life. I'm not even sure if your great grandkids have to work. This is great.
Well, I mean, St. Louis has offered him a substantial offer.
It's not $200 million.
What? It's pretty close. And they've offered the extra year.
Aren't you talking about minimum $220 million?
Yeah,
minimum $220 million. I'm sorry. Money talks and no taxes talks even better.
Well, that's the big thing. And hey, maybe LeBron can bring championships next year to Miami.
LeBron will never get a championship.
Well, let's speak of championships in the NBA. The LA Lakers, notorious for winning a lot of championships themselves, are making a play for Chris Paul and Dwight Howard. Can the Lakers do the impossible and bring these guys on board into La La Land?
You know, at first you're going to say no. There's no way. They don't have the trading power. Like, nobody really wants Paul Gasol. Nobody really wants Bynum. However, if they trade away the rest of their team, including Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum, it's possible. But then again, I don't think anybody wants the Lakers. Like, do you want Meta, Word, Life, whatever his name is?
Well, there is some of the exceptions. They can buy him out as part of that amnesty with the new agreement, which will be ratified on December 9th. So they can buy out certain players, yes. Oh. So he is one of them, formerly known as Ron Artest for you out there. But, I mean, I don't know what the Lakers do here. They've got a brand new coach. Kobe's got about 50,000 million miles on those knees, so I don't know how much he has left. I think the Lakers have to do this to keep them relevant for years to come, because the Lakers have never really been known as losers. They have, but not usually.
Not usually.
Especially recently.
Not over the last 10, 15 years. And you know what? It's just not going to happen, though. Mm-hmm. They don't have the buying power. They may have the money, but they just don't
Does Phil Jackson come back? I don't believe he's ever retiring.
I think he might come back.
I think Brett Favre's still coming back too.
Who wants to coach?
Brett Favre, football. Anyways, email of the day. Bonjour, my friends of Sports Talk. Do you think Anthony Calvillo coming back will hurt the Montreal Alouettes or help them? Thank you, Michael. You know, this is I think this is going to be one of those questions that's going to be debated up until the start of the next CFL season, even throughout the season, depending on how AC plays. I think this is a good thing for the CFL. I think this is a good thing for the Montreal Alouettes. He still had over 5,000 yards this year. Second best quarterback in the league behind Travis Lulay. He was still nominated for MVP or most outstanding player. I think this is a good thing for the Alouettes.
If you had asked me that halfway through the season, I would have said for sure. Mm-hmm. You ask me that right now, I say that Anthony Calvillo did a huge decline in his last 3 to 4 games of the season. He wasn't Anthony Calvillo, mm-hmm. and then they ended up losing the Eastern Final. I don't think that this is a good thing for the CFL. I think that Anthony Calvillo should ride off into the sunset as one of the greatest ever to play the game.
But he's still performing at a reasonably well level. He's not Brett Favre, who's hanging on at 57 years old, passing for 100 yards a game. That's not Anthony Calvillo. He's still putting up good yards.
He's still putting up good yards, but there's still young talent that needs to be developed in the CFL, and why not give McPherson his shot? He wants his shot, and if he doesn't get it with Montreal, he will demand the trade next year.
Yep, and you know, from that aspect, you could be right. Maybe Calvillo should come back more as a mentor.
Yeah.
Good point there. So that's it for Sports Talk. It's going to be fun to watch how Calvillo, this storyline plays out over the next couple months. That's it. We'll see you later.
He can also do more Dove commercials. That could